Okay, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? That's the big question. Hey Chris, hey Bonaparte, Tricaset, Ataradov, McBurnout, Ed, Krishna, Irigs, Rubix. How's everyone doing? McBurnout has an important question. The schedule on the new Chess24 Norwegian page, by the way, Chess24 now also available in Norwegian. The schedule doesn't show me for any of the candidates' events commentaries, and that is because there's stuff happening behind the scene. Not bad stuff, good stuff. And right now it's a bit unclear what my role is going to be, but I will be doing some commentary one way or another. I did not say that, but Mike Burnout. But yes, TV2 is looking into whether they can do something for the candidates. Okay, you got it out of me. You guys are top class interrogators. I wonder where you get these skills. But nothing has been decided. So it's a work in progress, and with the tournament starting tomorrow, it's still very much up in the air. But I am busy. I am under quarantine until Wednesday, and then I have some work that I had scheduled way back when. So I won't be available until Saturday, regardless. On Twitch, it's easy to become an interrogator. I don't know about that, Tricaset. It's very easy for the streamer just to ignore your questions, mostly. I chose not to ignore you on this time. You still got time to learn Norwegian. Yes, couple of days. Better download those apps. Also, hi to everyone following in the Chess24 chat. Pap, Rico, Voler, Van den Doel, Rian, Mishuk, Bateman. I also want to address your question, Bateman, because you mentioned that there's so much chess going on today. If I could adjust my scheduling. But at the moment, the fact that you have to make tough priorities in your chess viewing experience, I think that's a good thing. And now with the candidates going on or about to start, and Chess24 really trying to up their game on having a plurality of different things to offer. The fact that there's multiple shows happening at the same time is inevitable, and it's a good thing. And it's the same problem chess.com experienced at some point, but that just means that there's more options for you. Nicola, hey, how are you doing? I had a lot of fun actually yesterday, or was it the day before that? I completely lost track of time. Nicola was doing some cool puzzles, and I tried solving them as quickly as I could. Maybe honestly, maybe Nicola's stream yesterday encouraged me for today's topic, because today I'm gonna do something I have never done before. I'm gonna try out the Tactics Frenzy game on stream. So that's gonna be interesting. This Tactics Frenzy game, it's a mobile game. So it's not actually available in browser, but it's available on both Android and the other one, iOS. I don't have that, so I get stuck. Uh, Casper, it's a bit unclear right now, but if you follow my Twitter, I will make sure to keep you informed on how my commentary will happen. So no games today. Fena, I'm suspecting we're not gonna do 3 hours of tactics. So I'm thinking we do like an hour and a half of tactics. Because after that, my mind is just fried. And then we're gonna play some games. Yeah, it is available on PC, Mishok, but it's not the best. It's not the full version with all the features. I don't know, Ataradov. That feels like something you're gonna have to ask Nicola about. Hvordan du det? Um, I'm very uncertain what you were trying to say there, Trickset. You can repeat. Yeah, bait man. It's there's a lot of industries now kind of struggling, trying to fill up airtime and yeah. You have to pay for that separately? Yes, Faina. So Tactics Frenzy is a separate app. You don't have to pay for it though. You can play the free version, which has a lot of the well, it has the puzzles, which is kind of the key part, and then there's like some helpful tools and some extra levels that are only available in the premium version of the app. I don't know, Nicola. I really liked it. I thought some of the positional puzzles were very interesting. Hey, Halvard. Okay, I think we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna show you this new layout I made. Um, so it's kind of designed. You can tell it's kind of designed for mobile because it's very um, horizontal. No, vertical as opposed to horizontal. But this is what we're doing. And I'm going to go back here and we're going to go to. We're actually just going to restart the whole thing, I think. You did 255 in easy mode? That's insane, Mishak. That is so sick. Do grandmasters get premium? I don't know, JJ. I would have to ask. I don't think there's like an easy way to get like these apps for free because they're being sold within the Play Store and the Apple Store, and like Apple likes to get a ton of money getting percentages of the app purchases. Hey, Sergey. Hammer Quarantino. Uh, just for a little while longer, Daniel. I am soon out of quarantine, and then I shall remain in my house as I have been the last couple of days anyway. I'm soon out of quarantine, and the only thing I'm gonna do to celebrate is go to the store and buy some fresh veggies, and then it's back to life as I've known it. Is there a leaderboard in Tactics Frenzy? Yes, there is Tactics. Um, but you can only submit your score to the leaderboard once per day or something. So that's another one of the benefits of having buying the full version of the app. Self-imposed quarantine. Well, the thing is that yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do that after my proper quarantine runs out. And there was actually a news story today in Norway about how they wanted to punish people breaking their mandatory quarantine, and they were talking about like fines of of $2,000 for people breaking quarantine. Is there a chess player you'd like to have in the candidates who isn't there? Um, Not that I can think of, Ravior. I mean, the only thing that could make the candidates tournament more exciting would be putting Magnus into it, but that kind of defeats the purpose. How would they know? I mean, especially if you're a very famous person who publicly stated that you're under quarantine until then and then. That might be, that might be one way of getting caught. Okay, We're gonna play these timed puzzles, and I have access to all of the options because I have the premium membership in this test version. But the options that are available for everyone is the random and the easy. We're gonna start out with the easy because it's we need to warm up. How is Magnus doing? Apparently, Magnus said that he was slightly sick, Mr. Poop Towel, which concerns me because I was man marking him in soccer the other day. So I'm kind of concerned about my own health. Okay, so we're getting a lot of right answers because these are the easy puzzles. As you can see, you get additional time for each puzzle you get right, but that additional time decreases for every turn, right? So it's now at 4:18, and then I would suspect it's going to keep decreasing. Yeah, 4:13, 4:09. So for each correct answer you have, you get less and less time. But it kind of sums up really quickly. Man marking, target for puns. I was trying to make a joke out of it on Twitter, and I kind of failed, Daniel. Irvin, it's soccer. Repeat after me, soccer. I played at the Rockridge Soccer Club in Oakland. Soccer. You're quick? Yeah, this is not me tryharding. This is me actually going quite slow. But thank you, Undisputed. If we were trying to be quick, we would be doing things differently. This is me trying to be quick. Not very successfully, though. Chess 24 has Puzzle Rush now. This is Play Magnus 5-card draw. Use the command Tactics Frenzy to learn more about it. How close a friend are you with Magnus? Not super close, but we've known each other for all our lives. So you don't kind of. Am I white or black? I'm black. We've known each other all our lives. It's yeah. There's no getting away from each other like that. You recently became a premium member of Chess 24. I'm glad to hear that 5-card draw. I hope you're checking out my new video series. One of the best benefits of being a premium member. I did forget the cola. I'm very sorry. I feel really dumb about that. You wonder why grandmasters sometimes don't know which side it is to move? Well, the thing is, the board is symmetrical, right? So it means like it depends on whether we have the white pieces or the black pieces. And grandmasters are not used to having to look at the coordinates on the sides in order to know which what is where. But in some of these puzzles, when it changes between being white's move and black's move, then you actually have to look at the coordinates to know kind of which way you're playing. Are all of these easy? Yes, Rubik's. I don't know, five card draw. It's a very extensive video series. I mean, I worked on it. I put those puzzles, no, the opening lines, and prepared them, and I still struggle to remember some of the stuff I prepared. It's not supposed to be easy. I'm doing good, Flagging. How are you? Let's see. We're all European here. It's called football. No, well, Daniel, if you Google the origins of the word soccer, then I hear that soccer was invented in England, like the word. And for me, of course, the reason that I say soccer is because I learned English in the US, and that's just how it is. I'm fine. I'm fine with me saying soccer and you guys saying football. I still understand what you mean. You guys are the ones in the wrong. Because you guys are the ones enforcing your rules on others. I'm not doing that. Will there be an update? Five card draw, that's a good question. There's not going to be like an update in the normal sense, but there might be. I need to correct it somehow. But that's going to be a work in progress. Video's too long? Yeah. Undisputed, I agree. That it wasn't really what I was trying to do. I wanted to make it more accessible. But I struggled finding lines where black was completely fine. So I kind of ended up having to go deeper into the opening moves than what I wanted to do. You convert the entire series into a chess-based database? That's really smart, Ali. And that also is really good for memorizing the lines. Because then you actually have to input it yourself. And that's gonna help you enormously to remember everything. Thank you, Neomatic. Chessable is quite good for openings. Yeah. So one of the ways I might fix it is by trying to convert the video series into a Chessable course, and then and then include something against the cola and kind of rectify all my mistakes there. But that is currently just in the discussions phase. But it's something that's being considered. Is this timed mode available on PC too? No, it's not. This is mobile only tactics. Is Magnus the initiator of Chessable? No, actually, it's John Bartholomew, Flagging Prick. I swore to myself I would never call you a prick, but you kind of asked for it. No, John Bartholomew is one of the co-founders of Chessable, but Play Magnus has acquired or merged with both Chessable and Chess24. Are you ever going to use those hammers, Halvard, or are you just going to collect them? Will Hammer play us? Yeah, I'm planning on playing some games like in an hour-ish, Rian. Is your series a simpler version of Jan's series? Well, Trika said Jan has so many video series. So I'm not sure which one of them you're referring to, but I certainly try to be kind of aiming at a lower level audience than what Jan does. This time I'm not 100% I succeeded though. Well, before he knows it, Filthy, before he knows it, the price on some of the items is going to go up. It's better to use your hammers now when you know what you can kind of buy with them until suddenly the inflation hits in the moment. Do Norway's small businessmen? Wow, small businessmen. I'm not sure small businessmen in themselves are under threat, but small businesses are affected, yes. And the Norwegian government has recently announced that they want to take measures to kind of improve the situation for small business owners. Um, I haven't actually checked out whether this applies to me, but I kind of figure that for me it's mostly business as normal. But I should look into kind of what kind of aid they're offering to um, self-employed people. Are you a big businessman? I would say I am bigger than most, yes. Okay, we're running out of time. We're gonna get a couple more. I don't even know what's going on here. We'll get that one. Okay, we got 164. So this was the easy level. And you got to remember that Play Magnus is a company that is kind of aimed at people who never played chess in a club or otherwise. So these easy puzzles are supposed to be properly easy, and that's why we were able to do 164. Let's check out the high score list. I'm flagging specifically your question about government reducing or canceling taxes for them. I know that there has been a postponement of tax payments um, that I noticed. Mario, yeah, I did receive your message, but you don't allow for people to send you messages on Twitch, so I couldn't respond. Playing Magnus is great for children. Well, I'm no child, but the Tactics Frenzy is then aimed at that same target audience. In Germany, many small businesses will probably go bankrupt. I mean, in Norway, there will be huge businesses going bankrupt. The Norwegian Airlines is in big trouble, and that's like one of the biggest companies in on the Norwegian on the Oslo Stock Exchange. Well, not anymore because they have plummeted. They lost like 80% of their value. The design of the pieces. Well, you can change the design in the upper right corner, so you can choose whatever pieces you want when you're in the board. Yeah, that's not good, CJ. Are you staying inside? Are you hydrating? Do you have enough food? You booked your flight for chess party? Yeah. At Norwegian? Well, the good thing about that poop towel is that maybe if you're quick, you can cancel it. I don't know. Marius made the point in an earlier stream that he has a lot of these frequent flyer miles with the Norwegian airline. Um, and so do I. I have like enough frequent flyer miles to go round trip to New York. But that's not gonna happen. So I'm hoping they don't get bankrupt because it's much better to have two companies competing than it is having a monopoly with the SAS. But these are uncertain times. However, emoji. Do you think I say however a lot, McBurnout? I don't really do anything but chess dilatation. No, that is not true. I do Fortnite. I'm getting better also. I killed a lot of people today. I swear. Okay, let's zoom up. Who's winning? Beverly Mendoza is winning. 264? That is unreal. I mean, I'm not even close to that. And these people are doing it in their mobile apps. And I have such big, huge, clumsy fingers. There's just no chance I would be able to do it at the same pace as on the computer. Yes, it was related to Fortnite, Mythic. Thank you for your concern, though. I swear that if I ever did commit a lot of murders, I would not be bragging about it on stream. That's my promise to you. Man, these Knicks. Poop towel, flagging prick. Yeah, it's. People are weird, Higgs. But you know what my favorite is about Poop Towel's username? It's when Nicola was streaming. And Nicola is like this very generous guy, being very supportive of the chess community on Twitch. He's a sponsor of Botes's stream, amongst other things. And he started streaming himself, and to see kind of this like respectable gentleman saying, "Oh, hello, Mr. Poop Towel. It's nice to see you today." Just cracked me up. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh, the world we live in is strange even without the coronavirus. Some really long usernames on that. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they're all usernames. I think some of them are like automatically generated. Because if you look at like my username, you can see that I'm currently playing on the Team Magnus account. So I have special access to be able to play this in the browser. You just did 292? That's unreal, Mishok. It doesn't show up on my end though. I don't think I can refresh it. You'll take that as a compliment? I mean, it's not a compliment to you. I guess it's more like a observation of the world we live in. But you definitely played a part in creating that moment, which brought me a lot of laughter. Could we just go with it being a compliment? Okay, I want to show you some of the other features though. So we're gonna change mode. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna go to the hard section. And these are properly difficult. This is like unreal at times. There's a story behind your name. I'm sure there is. I think I'd rather not know the story, but I'm sure there is one. Nice variation on Puzzle Rush. Thank you, Rubik's. Yes, only mobile and tablet, Mario. Let's go to hard because this way I'm gonna make a mistake, which is kind of crucial in order for us to be able to showcase one of the very cool features. Although this one wasn't too hard. Neither was this one or this one. I'm so good at chess. Hard puzzles? No. I'm making these puzzles my, yeah, I can't say that. Okay, this is going better than I expected. I was really hoping to show off our review mistakes section, but based on the level at which I'm solving right now, that's just not gonna happen. I'm so good. Look at this. Look at this. Can you believe it? I'm having some problems with my eyes. We're not going to speculate about the origin story flagging. The interface is really intuitive. I'm glad you think so. Undisputed. Oh. Where are we at? Okay, we need to find a move here. I'm not sure what the move is. We can capture, always look for checks and captures. However, on this occasion, I'm not sure giving up the rook for nothing is going to give us anything. So our queen is in trouble. Yeah, this is tough. Knight d6? Well, if knight d6, then he captures my queen with a check. Ooh, but maybe I don't care about that. Okay, I did care about that. But now I get to blame Ulan, so that's fine. What is this? I'm guessing these pawns are tremendously dangerous. I'm probably just supposed to try and get a draw somehow. Or maybe I just put the knight back into defense. Yeah, I mean, at least I'm get minimum a draw here. Okay. Okay, I genuinely have no idea what the right answer is, but that's why it's good. We're gonna test out the feature after. The app name is Tactics Frenzy Flagging Brick. Queen c2? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that, Slumka. I thought about like Queen c4, but didn't feel right. I mean, I don't have much of a choice, right? Otherwise, they're just gonna take my rook for free. Okay, we got it. No way this is not the answer. Then back supporting our king. Yes. Yes. Black still had 3 passers? Yeah. But I wasn't really looking to win. I was just trying to look for something that was probably a draw. Turns out I was probably supposed to be looking for a win. Okay, I tried to take a free piece. That didn't work out. Once again, I'm tempted to capture something for free. This looks good though. Ooh, this is very dangerous. Let's move the king away. Let's trade queens, why not? Okay, good job. Black pieces. I mean, we gotta get our king supporting. My bad. Okay, so that was much more difficult. Faster. I want to get it right also though, 1 to 3, because whenever you get a puzzle wrong, you lose actually 10 seconds on the clock. So your accuracy does count. Repetition is your friend, Ali. Just keep doing those tactics, and at some point you're just gonna have those memorized. But one thing I will tell you that helped me was to remove the animation on the pieces. Removing the animations is gonna give you like an extra 1 or 2. I think it gives you some extra time. Who's the stronger in easy? I think based on the score you posted, Mishak, you have the lead now on the leaderboard. 38 is pretty decent. Yeah, it is also. Levon's wife was in a car accident, flagging. We don't really have any more information. Okay, let's take a look at the reviews mistakes feature. So this is one of the premium features, but I think this is something Puzzle Rush, for instance, is sorely missing. So we get to play through, just by clicking one place, we get to play through what mistakes we made. So yeah, Queen C2, as was suggested in chat. But why not? Why doesn't Black play Queen Rook C8 though? That's my question. Oh, Rook C8, then the knight can come to C3. I think that's what I missed. That after Rook C8, trying to put the king and queen on the same file, then the knight can come back and block it. Yeah, that's an easy fix. Okay, and then we go to the next one. Oh yeah, it was this one. The knight and the rook. Okay, now I feel stupid. It was just to activate the king and get the king closer to the black pawns. I really should have managed to come up with that. In hindsight, it just seems so easy. The knight can't go back if queen takes b5. Yeah, but then we can capture on d6, mythic. And now the knight that was protecting the c8 square so that the rook could come over here, it's gone. So rook c8 no longer an option. Hair is an issue? No, CJ. This is the hair of a man who's been quarantined. You can't criticize that. I'm doing my part for the community. The hair is just an unfortunate byproduct. I am one of those undisputed that I think tactics is one of the key ways to improve. Is this with or without? It's without Mario. With would be a different kind of craziness. I'll make sure to tell her that, CJ. Hey, Burns. Okay, so King D3, I feel like I could have come up with that. Let's move on to the next one. Queen takes... I just needed to get my queen back into defense. Sometimes I feel like I'm overcomplicating things. Although to be fair, I wanted to capture a free bishop. I'm honestly not sure what's wrong with capturing the bishop. But yeah, then the pawn can capture on g6 and my king is not very happy. Yeah. Yeah, just when you're under attack, get your pieces back into defense. That makes sense. And then this variation, I was just lazy. Of course, king h3. If I had had more time, I would have found this. Because then I get in with a check. a5 is... What the... Okay, this computer is on drugs. But don't worry, it would have accepted, and the engine accepts more than one answer. So if you had queened here, the puzzle would have stopped. I don't know, Solomka. Maybe the engine had the virus. Something was up. This is actually a funny way to illustrate that the AI generating these puzzles, they struggle understanding what is the best way to play when there's like multiple ways to win. I think Play Magnus had an article about how these puzzles are generated. You can probably Google it if you're interested. I'm pretty sure it's AI generated, Marius. But on the other hand, my computer skills, as has been proven on numerous occasions, is not good. So I would prefer if you guys Googled Tord Romsta, and actually I'm gonna do it for you. Tord Romsta puzzles, tactics, frenzy. Thank you. Somka beat me to it. I think it's some kind of automated system. I don't know if calling it AI is correct, but I think it's, in layman's terms, it's pretty close to correct. I think Fabiano is going to win it, CJ. He's just better than the other people. Okay, let's change the mode. Because now we've tried the easy mode, which was very easy, and then we've tried the hard mode, which was very hard. And now we're going to try the random mode, where it's completely random whether you get a good puzzle or an easy puzzle. Calling it AI is never correct. No. Yeah, but we like it. It's a fashionable word, Marius. It makes us feel important somehow, or clever, or that we've managed to create a world where we don't have to work and we can just sit and watch chess streams instead. Who do you think will be the runner-up and second runner-up? I think Ding and Geary are the gonna be the closest competitors for Fabiano. So if I had to choose, then I would say Ding and Geary. It's a buzzword, yes. Why not Sasha? I don't know. Does he even have a team? I can never tell how seriously Sasha is about his chess. What do you think will be the winning score? That's a good question, Halvard. I would guess like plus 4 plus 3. CJ, you're writing so much text. I'm struggling to read half of it. I did answer who I thought was gonna win the candidates though. And then you lost me in your discussion about your toes. Some combination of machine learning, rule-based systems, and linear regression. I To me that also sounds like buzzwords, Marius. But if you think that's the more accurate explanation, then okay, sure. How do I prepare for a tournament? There's a difference between how I did in the past when I was good and how I prepare nowadays, Yamura. So nowadays, I make sure I book a flight ticket or bus ticket to the place I'm going, and that's about my preparations. I'm really good at booking flight tickets, though. So. Is Van Hao some dark horse? Well, the thing about the Chinese McBurnout is that they have a tradition of going like uber solid when playing against the very best. So if Van Hao is coming there with like the Queen's Gambit declined and Petrov and whatever solid thing you play with white, he's gonna be a dark horse for like third place or fourth place. But for him to win enough games, I find unlikely. Although it has to be said, Wang Hao doesn't seem to be one of the classical Chinese players. He seems to be doing his own kind of thing, and it's working for him. Hey, so on boy, how are you doing? Well, regardless of the fact that he was flying in from Japan flagging, I think he has commented in interviews that he's not part of like the Chinese national team and their team trainings or something like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. What's a classical Chinese player? Well, the thing about like, especially Wang Yue comes to mind, who was incredibly aggressive when playing open tournaments around the world. And he managed to get like a 2700 plus rating playing only against like people who were much worse than himself. Li Chao also in that same category. Extremely aggressive players. But once they got an opportunity to play at the highest level, then they played these uber solid openings, just being incredibly difficult to beat, but changing their style radically compared to what has had gotten them to 27-30, 27-40 to begin with. Bu Zhangji is before my time flagging. Um, I mean, he was a grandmaster at 13, and he's like 13 years older than me, I feel. Well, 5 years at least. 10 maybe. Boo is before my time. I'll get back to you after stream, CJ. Yes, I'm gonna do that. Hu Yifan stayed with the aggressive approach. Yes, she did, Urix, but as you say, she didn't make it to 2740. Okay, I said we're doing the random puzzles, and we're doing it. Let's take a rook. No! I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I know what I did wrong also. Let's take that one and give checkmate. That's a checkmate there. This looks like checkmate as well. That's a rook. That's a mate. I think we're getting very lucky with the puzzles. I think I'm gonna have to take this one. It looks super risky, but it was the correct move. Let's go here and then give a check and then get that one. Let's just capture the pieces. Let's take this one. Check, check, check. Take the rook. Ooh, this has to be the correct answer. Check, check, takes. Check, and then we take the rook. This one is nice. Queen h6. Then the queen goes away from the rook's protection. We take with a check, and then we capture back the queen afterwards. Okay, I'm getting very lucky with the questions right now. I think just take this one. Yeah. Let's take that rook. Let's move the queen and attack the bishop. Did not see that move. I think let's just take the bishop. Yeah. Checkmate. Free knight. This I think works out with the checkmate threat on the back rank. Basically just a fancy way of trading pieces. That was just a way of trading pieces. Nothing fancy about it. How could I get back to 2700? I'm curious, Halvard. Is it not by doing tactics? Because look how good I am. I'm so good, and yet 2700 feels so far away. This is probably not one of the easy ones. Okay, I think we learned from our mistake earlier. We gotta get the queen back home. Yeah, that worked. We gotta help this guy become a queen. Let's take what we're offered. Let's take more pieces. What? I got too eager. I saw a way to win a piece and I just, man. Okay, I think we just have to do, oh no, e7, e7. I feel like I got that one wrong recently. This is random, the hardest of all, because you just don't know. Honestly, based on the solving I've done now, Higgs, I would say that hard is more difficult. I was struggling with the hard ones. Oh man, that one was wrong? Yeah, sometimes you don't know. That one looked pretty easy, but I guess there was hidden details. Wow, this thing really doesn't want me to stop moving. Check, check, take, check. Honestly, taking here is probably better. but both were good. Check, checkmate. Very important where we put the queen there in that scenario. Duda wins comfortably. That's what you predicted, wasn't it, Bateman? If your prediction game is that strong, you might want to look into the Chess 24 candidates prediction game. I had the link in chat earlier. I guess we're going to have to find it again. I don't see how I'm going to manage to... Actually, Bishop H5 is looking very interesting, I think. Wow, I'm so good. Look at that, people. I mean, look at that. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? How is this man not 2700? Ooh, and I trapped the bishop. Bishop h5. No, we can't. Thank you, souls. This one is tricky also, though. I feel like there's a huge danger of checkmate and or perpetual check. I think probably I'm just supposed to get a draw here. I don't see any chance of white winning. That is the weirdest repetition of moves I've ever seen. But yeah, I was correct. You only... Draw was the best white could do. I'm not sure I'm streaming tomorrow, Midnight Fox. Tomorrow is the first day of the candidates. But if I'm streaming, I will let you know. Check out my my Twitter. White. It says which color you are on the top. Okay, so that wasn't that difficult after all. Ooh, some easy ones in a row. Ooh, this is a big, huge end to this. This is a classic. Big classic right there. Lots of moves. Very... Oh, no. No. And it took away all my time. Ooh, but clutch finish. Clutch finish. Clutch. So clutch. So clutch. Yes. Big clutch. Oh, this is... I'm clutching up so bad. No. Oh. Oh, that was clutchy right there. I'm liking this. I was not a fan of implementing this extra time per correct answer, but the clutch is real in this format. No, I'm not Midnight Fox. I'm still under quarantine, so I can't meet up with the others. Hey Karpov. Как дела? How's the Duma? What you think the pieces moves too slowly? I don't know about that, Krishna. I think the pieces are moving too fast, but what do I know? If there is a setting to adjust it, it's gonna be on the cogwheel on your upper right hand corner. I'm amazed someone managed to get the username Anatoly Karpov. Did you see Cusper solving puzzles? No, I haven't seen that, Mishak. But on, I mean, I'm amazed at people's speed. I feel like I'm good at 1 minute chess, but I'm very slow compared to the fastest people out there. Um, and I feel like my slowness is really, yeah, it's creating some trouble when it comes to puzzle solving. Because at some point, it's all about pace. But I feel like what the Dutch kids did, Mishak, and this also competition chess.com organized, was that everyone had memorized the puzzles. So like MVL and Hikaru didn't stand a chance against people who had just played it so many times. They memorized all the different puzzles. I don't know if that's true, but that's the impression I was left with. And that memorizing puzzles in itself is, I mean, it's good, but it's not as impressive as just solving puzzles. Okay, let's take a look at the high score list. This has got to be one of the best scores. Wow. Anish 94? Oh, I'm tempted to go random once again. I think that is Anish. I think that's the real deal. Because he posted on his Instagram that he was testing out Tactics Frenzy. I think that is Anish on the top spot of the Joker high score for March. Hey Agu, how you doing? Yeah, that might be true, Ulan, but it's very difficult to know. Nicola made 24.95. That's pretty good. He was Nicola was really good at those puzzles though. He had some really good solves. He knew a lot of the end game studies, which speaks to a guy who's read his Dvoretsky. Does everyone get the same distribution of difficulty? No, Trika said. And that's part of the trick, isn't it? Because that means if you can always increase your score by getting a bit more lucky with the puzzles you get. That's just good common sense in developing games. Irix, thank you so much for the clip. Part One of the main reasons I opened up the videos on demand is to make it easier for people to make clips. And I know that since I had the VOD for subs only for so long, we haven't really developed the culture in this channel to make clips. But I'm very glad you're taking initiative there, Irix. Okay, I think that's enough tactics for now. So this is the tactics frenzy developed by Play Magnus, of which I am a team member. And we're gonna go play some games on Chess 24. What are VODs? Videos on demand. Feina. Okay, I'm gonna get some water actually. I need to have something to drink. Stay hydrated, people. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, all of that good stuff. I'll be back in a minute. You want to see Hikaru versus Magnus online matchup again? I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point. Feina. We'll see. Until then, I will say that as a son of two economists, competition is usually good because it means that different sides challenge each other to improve and offer better products to its users. So while you may dislike it in the short run, in the long term, it might be uh, encourage a lot of innovation, for instance. Five card draw, internet chess or chess in general is not for the you need a good heart. It's not for those with a faint heart. For the faint hearted. That's the expression. For the faint hearted. What do you think about Chess 960? I'm not a big fan, Yamra. I know that a lot of people think Fisher Random is great, but to me, it just. My opinion is that if Fisher Random became mainstream, it would not result in less theory. I believe that if it was something other than just a niche game, then it would make the amount of theory in chess uh, much more than double. I think people would start studying every starting position and start generating ideas in all of them. So I know a lot of people think Fisher Random is the way to solve the memorization part of the chess game, and I think it's completely the opposite. Not only do I think it would not help for that, I think it would make it much worse, at least 10 times worse. Hey Jost, I'm getting. I can choose to get out of the dungeon in 2 more days, but probably what's gonna happen is that in 2 days I go to the store and then I return to my dungeon for another week. We got the candidates on. Let's. We're not going outside anytime soon. All of Norway has been pretty much shut down anyway. There's nothing to do outside. You know, they talk about theory in Crazy House. There's also theory in like three checks. But yeah, anything that becomes mainstream will be investigated to enhance your chances to win. That's just the natural order of things. Go to store, fail getting toilet paper, get the virus, return to dungeon for 14 more days. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, Marius. Also, I'm good on toilet paper. Thank you very much. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that's a factual statement about my current supply of toilet paper. Crazy House is similar to Bug House. So Crazy House is kind of like the one person version of Bug House, in which if you capture one of your opponent's pieces, instead of you then handing that piece over to your partner, that piece on the internet is kind of magically becomes your color, and which you can then put on the board. Good as in the I can retire soon sense. No one can retire soon, Marius. Have you seen what the stock market has done? Everyone who thought they were going to do an early retirement are going to have to work for another 2 years. Yeah, I saw that, Ulan. That was kind of interesting. Crazy House is like a combination of Western chess and shogi. Yeah, that is very true. But I think for a chess person to understand what Crazy House is, it's easier to compare it to Bug House. Because Bug House is kind of similar to shogi as well. Okay, I'm getting good messages. Progress is being made on selling my apartment. So that's good. Yeah, Yan Li playing Crazy House is crazy. What kind of business are you into? I'm not sure what you're asking, Faina. I'm not into any business. I am but a humble peasant. Okay, let's play some games. First up is Duel, coming back for a revenge after we had a devastating attack in the last match. Also, fielding one of my favorite flags, I must say. Compliments on your flag choice. I believe this is the Seychelles. And I will be so upset if I messed up. Yes, the Seychelles. Very nice flag. It's up there together with the Democratic Republic of Congo. I think that's the one I liked, right? We believe this to be Eric Duel. Yes, 5 card draw. We saw you buy an apartment on stream, now selling the apartment on stream. That is so true, Marius. I forgot you guys were a part of that. It's definitely full circle. Okay, speaking of memorizing stuff, if someone remembers what I was recommending for black here, that would be appreciated. I'm pretty sure I recommended knight d7. Then h6. Okay, queen d3 is strange, no? Ah, okay, I get it. The idea is to play e4 next move. So I'm going to take here and then go c6. And now if a5, I have bishop b4. And then it transposes into another line I analyzed. e4 seems to me to be a very rash decision. I think black is getting a good position here. I really want to play knight d7 and knight e5. Getting that knight to either e5 or c5 would be very beneficial. So I think I'm going to go for massive trades in order to make that happen. And now the thing about this position is that white's pawn on e4 is kind of blocking the bishop's influence. So I'm hoping that's going to be a thing. So he's going to go knight e3, knight c4. Yeah, maybe he fixed. I don't know, maybe I could have been more accurate there. Maybe I could have done something like bishop b6 to d4. Because now knight c4 is a bit of a threat. I probably need to stop that. But in order to stop that, I need to allow exchanges to happen, which is unfortunate. No, wait, actually. No. What am I saying? Okay, we're still fighting here. So if a5, then I can go knight b3. He still goes for a5 though. Probably the correct decision. He could have gone bishop g4, would have been more accurate. Oh no, this is the same thing. Bishop g4 there would have won a pawn. He's playing very inaccurately right now. I think we're just going to move our king over to this side. Yeah, he could have forced a draw, Jost, but he made some mistakes, and now he has to suffer for a bit. Yeah, okay, now he made a huge blunder. Okay, now I'm just winning. That was a really bad move, though. I think I'm just winning. Might not be as easy as I think it is. Like it should be reasonably easy. Clogs don't really matter with so little material. I don't think it's just the material, but yeah, sure. Okay, now he also let me exchange the pawns so that I have 2 connected passed pawns. So now there's definitely no hope. He needs to capture on b5 and hope that I pre-move. Feina, no, I haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I know it's one of Magnus's favorite shows, I believe. This looks winning. Yeah, no, it's completely winning, Marius. For the Zugzwang. He has to make a move, but all the moves are ruining his position. Okay, that was good. He had a chance to make a draw though. He played the correct move here with a5. And then I think maybe this move is more accurate to get at these queenside pawns as quickly as possible. But what he did works as well. So after here, if he goes bishop g4, there's no way for me to protect against this bishop c8 move. And he's going to get one of my pawns on the queen side. Hey, Kramnik student. I don't know what window you were chatting in, but you're in the right one now. Okay, that's a nice opposite colored endgame win to start off the day. I'm happy with that. Next up is Mishuk, who has claimed to get the new record of the Tactics Frenzy game on the easy difficulty level. So we'll see if he can bring that same game in ordinary play as he does in the Tactics. Hey Tommy, how are you doing? Plus 11 points. That's got to be one of the highest plus points I've ever had, Marius. King John, I'm playing against premium members of Chess24. If you're a premium member, then there are instructions on how to challenge in the chat. Lawrence was on form today. I saw some tweets, Kramnik student. That was crazy. That was so crazy. Does anything look like a nail to you? Do you think I've ever heard that one before, Christos? We're all about original content in this channel. Let's get some original hammer jokes. Okay, the big question, where do you place your rooks? I'm going to put them on the D file and the C file. The thing about when you decide to place your rooks, no one really knows what the correct squares are anyway. So you can't really go wrong. Why not E file? The thing, Tommy, I was afraid of some bishop B5 in the future. So I decided to go for the D file on this occasion. I heard he got crushed yesterday, Marius, but my sources are secondhand. And as we can see, the rook on the d file, it worked out pretty well. I'm having lots of pressure in the center right now. Max, no, I'm not very excited about tomorrow. I am. It doesn't really matter that much to me who wins the candidates. But I'm hoping we see some interesting games, some interesting novelties, opening plans. I think I'm gonna be more excited like towards the end of the event. Then there's gonna be a lot on the line for everyone. Did I not win a pawn here on purpose? This looks like it's winning a pawn, no? Hey, Bomb DC. Oof, I just blundered big time. If bishop c2, bishop takes c4, then he can go queen takes c4. Ah, I missed that. That's highly problematic. It's a big problem. Yeah. Maybe I'm just gonna have to go back where I came from. Unfortunate. How's the isolation going? It's like every other day, Hulk. For me, this is not extraordinary. Okay, I got him to go back where he came from. I'm pretty happy with that. The psychology of getting your opponent to go back and forth. Because now I think I can capture this one safely. I might even want to consider rook d2. No, then he can take and go rook d1. There's so many back rank tricks here in this position. Surprising amount. So takes, rook e1, rook e6. Ooh, bishop f5. Bishop f5. Wow. Wow. Once again, taking this one is very risky. Okay, we're gonna stay away from that once again because I got scared. Bishop takes c4 didn't work. I'll review it after the game, Bomb DC. Okay, so my thinking was that playing g3 would be detrimental to white, considering the pawn on h3 being attacked. But where am I gonna put this guy? Let's go all the way back. Do you think Khajabov should participate in the next candidates anyway? I assume you're asking, Max, if Khajabov should be automatically qualified to the next one. And I would say no. Wow, more tactics. Forcing me to calculate. How cruel. However, this time I think I can take it. We're finally at the moment where taking this pawn is safe. I think. Why? I could ask you the same question. Why on earth should Khajabov be automatically qualified to a tournament 2 years from now? The whole point of the system is that you prove your worth close to when the World Championship match is being held. Wow, f4 is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. It makes his pawn more vulnerable, and it makes his king much more vulnerable. So now, for instance, there's going to be more opportunities for me to get some kind of check to enable a queen trade. Because it's not his fault that he's banned. Well, I mean, he withdrew from the tournament. So I disagree on that. I had a queen trade? Really? Man. We're gonna get more chances, though. I have this under control. You know what? We're just gonna push this guy. I don't care about this one. This guy is my favorite. And now this guy. I'm gonna need to play a bit quicker. There I definitely could have made a queen trade. Okay, we got the win. It was not the most beautiful way to win in time trouble, but it was the win. Wow, he's slow. I'm patient, Dark Moon. I'm patient. Let's go look at the tactics. Corona is a big deal. Some people just don't get it. Kajabo was completely right. Maybe. I think my view here is a pretty cynical one. I am of the. I agree with those who think Rajabov, in some ways, was not that interested in playing the candidates. But that it's a. I mean, you have to respect his concern, and I do. And I realize, I mean, I'm quarantined. I realize the seriousness of the situation. I'm not sure I did fully realize as much 2 weeks ago. But at the same time, Rajabov has he's made it difficult for himself with his comments right after he qualified that he wasn't even sure if he wanted to participate in the candidates tournament. I think when you've made such comments, people are gonna suspect that you weren't really interested in playing, regardless of whether that's true or not. Which is why, in the first place, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. Right after you qualify to the candidates tournament, you say, "Yeah, I'm not sure I want to play." What is that? Just that's not okay. And that's the reason for why a lot of people, such as myself, feel like he didn't really want to play. Evening, Kleinmeister. Hey, Potless Flower. I don't think it's a publicity trick, Adam. For sure, I don't think so. But the guy has a nice life, and playing the candidates is enormously stressful. I don't blame him. I'm not playing chess these days. You're considering buying the woodpecker method? Undisputed, I was having a conversation with John Bartholomew last week, and he said the woodpecker course on Chessable is one of his favorites. If you're considering getting it in a digital version, then the woodpecker on Chessable comes highly recommended. Playing chess with you guys is even more stressful? Actually, not. This is relaxed in comparison. Oh, really, Kleinmeister? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Are you stuck inside? Is there a danger of you installing Fortnite and starting to dabble yourself? Endgame course by Magnus would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, Faina, but I know that John Bartholomew did a video of Magnus showcasing some endgames. Let me see if I can find that for you. Tommy and Mario, calm down, guys. I'm not qualified to tell which one of you is right about medical research. It's just gonna end up with both of you getting timed out. You've done that course. What's it called again, Faina? It's like 100 endgames you must know. Magnus Carlsen. Oh, Potless Flower already linked. I'm so slow at this searching thing, but I appreciate that you guys are not. Okay, let's oh. Want to get good
I
at
am
endgames.
International Master John Bartholomew, and it is my great pleasure to welcome the world champion, Magnus Carlsen, here to our impromptu Chessable studio in Wijk aan Zee, the Netherlands. Magnus has generously agreed to do a little filming with us on his rest day. So thank you for joining us, Magnus.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Having a good tournament so far. And
Nah, we'll see. It might be at the end, but
right.
Still a way to go.
A few rounds.
Okay, this is at least Magnus Carlsen takes the 100 endgames test on John Bartholomew's YouTube channel. I linked to it in both the Twitch chat and the Chess24 chat. I don't honestly, Ataradov, I don't care how much fail that video is. Whenever you get Magnus to contribute to a chess video for 30 minutes, that's going to be content a lot of people are very interested in. Wait, Tommy, are you claiming I'm not John Bartholomew without citing a source? Outrageous. What do you know? I have the looks and the Scandinavian Minnesotan thing going on. What do you know? I could be the two greatest chess content creators just in one. That would be quite the trick. How many views has the video when Magnus streamed on your channel? Quite a bit, Max. Quite a bit. I think it has almost 1 million views. I said Minnesotan thing going on, Cairo, but what I really meant is that all Minnesotans are Norwegian. So rather he has that Norwegian thing going on would be more accurate. Okay, I'm gonna be greedy here. Arun is gonna manage to castle really early on. But I got the opportunity to capture a pawn in the center. And I'm just gonna try and get away with that. That was a mistake. I should have gone bishop c5. Whatevs. I did not play this very accurately. So now I gotta be careful about bishop takes h7, winning my queen. So I'm gonna send my queen home. It was not feeling very safe on that square. And then let's try to get the pieces into play. Okay, we're gonna get the queen back out into the game, this time on a square where there's not too much danger around. My last 1,000 tweets are not about Magnus. That could be arranged though, Hulk. Also, I have much better curlier hair than Tahyai. Okay, did I just trap my own queen? I'm very concerned. This is very scary. I think my queen can get out on the b3 square. Hey Parinas, how you doing? Wow, are we gonna full send it at him? If you insist. I think this is safe to do. I'm gonna take his rook, he's gonna take my bishop. Overall, it's a better trade for me. Do you think Simon Williams has the potential to qualify for the next candidates? I don't know, Max. Are you going to be upset with me again if I don't reply the way you're expecting? I'm going to say that Simon Williams has no chance whatsoever to qualify for the next candidates. What about Trent? Trent can't even get his Grandmaster title. They should change his GM title to IM. Man, he's not being kind to himself. He won that fair and square. No one can take that away from him. That was the wrong answer. I suspected as much, Max. Karpov has a higher chance than Simon? I mean, for sure. Karpov is still playing a bit. Like, he's participating in some rapid tournaments once in a while. I have a very mean plan. He goes h4 and I'm going to take this one. And then I'm hoping he doesn't see that he can take my bishop. But either way, it's a good trade for me. He didn't see that he could take this one. But even so, I can move my queen here. I'm still up a rook for a bishop. Oh, really? 5-card draw. Yeah, so Karpov is playing once in a while. He's not bad. He is a decent chess player. Shocking, I know, but Karpov can play. Timman, Karpov, Hübner, and Yuboyevich, I would guess. The guy who misspelled articulate warrior. Not being very articulate. Maybe that's predictable. Mishak, I mean, I'll be streaming more during the candidates tournament. I'm gonna be inside most days doing nothing. So there will be another stream, another opportunity, Mishak. Nikolic. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's old school as well. No, we don't ban. We're very nice, Ataradov. For you to get banned in this channel, you have to do something very extreme. I'm sure the misspelled articulate warrior will come to his senses and understand. Do you think Bernie Sanders would be a good president for the US? No, not really. I think he'd be 1,000 times better than the one you have. But I think Bernie Sanders is too old to be president. I think Donald Trump is too old to be president. I think Elizabeth Warren is too old to be president. I think Joe Biden is too old. The thing that really confuses me about the American presidential race is how, like, in Norway, there is no chance whatsoever that any party would nominate a person above like 60 years old or 65 years old. I mean, there's this guy who's like they're expecting to take over the biggest party in Norway. And honestly, I mean, this is going to be like his last chance to become prime minister because he's going to be too old for most people coming up soon. Spam till we get banned. Okay, that's fine. He just puts people in quarantine. Yes. But sometimes we ban Hawaii. Merkel is 65. Yeah, and Merkel has been sitting for like 3 terms, which is very strange. People support Bernie? Of course they do, Gulin. I mean, I don't think Bernie would be like a great pick for president, but I definitely believe he would be the best of those remaining. But then, of course, there's the fact that in Norwegian politics, Bernie would be like center left, and Biden would be like right wing politician in Norway, and Trump would be, we wouldn't have Trump would break the scale. You want that knight on e6? I'll keep that in mind next time, Kleinmeister. That feels like a good plan, what you suggested. I just decided to play e4 because I feel like, yes, I've given white control over the d4 square, but on the other hand, now all of white's pieces are just complete trash because they're blocking each other and they have no space to move in. Bush lost to Clinton, the last president that didn't get reelected. Yeah, but I'm thinking it might happen this time. I'm not sure Trump is getting reelected. The chance is there, definitely, which is kind of terrifying. But I'm starting to think that he's not going to get reelected. I think there's a lot of people who have realized Trump might not be the greatest guy to have in a crisis. It's nice as long as it goes well. And then when you're in a crisis, it's not the best. Kind of like having Mourinho as a coach. Oh man. I should be banned from Twitch just by making that analogy. Okay, I'm gonna do something crazy here. I'm gonna take on h3. Why not? Let's open up for this rook. I was gonna take with this pawn and then I changed my mind. Both Bushes served 8 years. No, I think the previous comment was right. The Bush senior only served 1 term. Because he became president in 94 and then Clinton won in 98 or something like that. Let's get these rooks involved. Ooh, queen trade. You know what? For once in my life, I'm gonna say no to the queen trade. We're gonna try to make an attack here. My bishop is so good. It's just controlling everything. Cannot be pushed away. Okay, Rico goes down. Mary, no, I'm not going to be streaming any Elite Chess. He creates crisis. Well, I don't think he was responsible for the coronavirus, Ataradov. But I would say that it's surprising how many crises haven't arisen based on a lot of the things Trump has said. Perfect analogy for Mourinho. Only a Tottenham fan or a Chelsea fan or a Man United fan would say that. But that's fair enough. It's like when every team you have ever managed don't like you, probably there's something wrong with you. Your dates are wrong. Okay, Mario. Feels bad. It's 93 and 97, maybe. Hey, Papa Botes, thank you so much. Yeah, Mary, I understand. But at the same time, Lichess isn't really known to have top class players either. You're a Chelsea fan and you love Mourinho? Okay. Yeah, well, my bad. I guess Chelsea fans, I mean, but he was there twice, no? In 2 periods. The kind of havoc he wrecked your team, I don't know. The thing about Chelsea, they have so many lone players. So even there's just, you always have a backup solution. Wow, that's a tough regime, Blowvix. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you stay healthy. Isn't Mourinho the chosen one? Not anymore. Now he just goes from team to team and destroys them. Hey, Velvet Hammer. I'm not sure what you mean flagging. Honestly, your comment there is very, very difficult to interpret. He has spelt winner with one N. And I am confused as to whether this is a misspelling of winner or if it's a misspelling of whiner. Both of which is true for Mourinho. You must really dislike Mourinho. I just, I mean, I couldn't care less, right? I just think his attitude is destructive. I don't like destructive people. Velvet Hammer, I'm very glad to hear that. I hope it brings you lots of success. Ooh, I'm glad you think so, Worthick. Yes, I'm covering the Brayer in the black repertoire. It's a very complicated opening because all of the pieces are still on the board at move like 20. So many options. Mishok, no, I think we're done for the tactics frenzy for today. 1 hour of tactics a day keeps the blunders away. Brayer, very ambitious for a basic repertoire. Yeah, but that's the thing, 5-card draw, that yes, I wanted it to be accessible, but I also wanted it to kind of go at the heart of chess and strategic openings and kind of a main line, a true main line. Because as a kid, one of my main problems was that I didn't learn the main lines. And that actually did affect me as I grew older. Because you gotta put in the work to learn the basics when you're young. And I spent my youth playing some trick openings, and then I had to later on sit down and study all of this other stuff. So I really believe in that for your first opening, you should play one of the old school openings. And that's what I'm trying to convey in this repertoire. So with white, I'm recommending the mainline Spanish. With black, I'm recommending mainline Spanish and mainline Queen's Gambit Declined. So yes, it's ambitious. Yes, it did cause some problems because I didn't manage to keep it basic enough. But on the other hand, now it's completed and it's a good repertoire. So there's that. What openings do you play in your youth? I played the French and the Réti. I'm sorry, Burns. I'm sorry, Velvet. What was the second? The Réti. Réti. Ricard Réti. Knight f3. Knight f3, g3, all that stuff. Okay, so Bateman has gone for it. He has sacrificed a piece, as is very thematic in these Brayer situations. And now I'm gonna try to claim that a piece is nice to have. And he's probably just gonna rush me on the king side. Faceless, Norway has one of the highest number of infected people per capita. So the answer is not good. It's not good. But on the other hand, I think we also have one of the highest rates of testing, which means that we're discovering cases. I think I'm dead, actually. I think I'm dead. The thing about the Brayer, you really gotta keep your king safe. I'm not sure I fully succeeded doing that. Okay, I'm gonna try this move. Then f6. The thing is, he was about to go g5, which I felt was dangerous. He's still going g5. And I still find that to be dangerous. Okay, we're gonna go here. It's time for desperate mode. Oh wow, he just took that. Very greedy. Maybe it's good, who knows. I thought it's nice to get some pieces exchanged. But on the other hand, he did manage to get a lot of my pawns. I feel like the attack is much less dangerous now, though, without that bishop pointing in the direction of my king. I just need to untangle all of these pieces. No, I'm not familiar with Jan Hammer. 5-card draw. Hey, Steri. Knight b6. I'm not sure, Kleinmeister, when you suggested it. That's not going to be good. Let's just go here. Keep it simple. Block. Shut things down. I probably shouldn't have allowed the pawn moving forward, but here we are just capturing everything. See if we care. King f5 was fun. Yeah, I could have gone rook takes though. Maybe that's more accurate to keep this pawn stuck. Good game, Bateman. I feel like you had some really dangerous stuff going on. I will say though, the move a4 didn't really help you in my opinion. I think the opening of the a file favors black. Even if white currently controls the a file, I think long term, one of black's main sources of counterplay is to create something on this on the side. So I think if you want to play like you did, there's nothing wrong with just making the same moves without playing this a4 move. That being said, I think the sacrifice you made was very dangerous. I was pretty scared at this point. Hey Noah, how are you doing? I was taught only to play c5, c4 when white has already played a4 already. Yeah, so I didn't remember the lines. I didn't remember my lines, unfortunately, were thick. I suspect you are correct. I'm not supposed to play c5 until a4 has been played. So maybe here I was supposed to go bishop g7. You're gonna have to watch the video series to remember what I cannot. Staying safe? Yeah, I've been inside for this week, Noah. My quarantine ends on Wednesday. You had 3 pawns for a piece? Yeah, I don't even know if you should have taken the knight, Bateman. But I understand the instinct to get those pawns. I feel like, though, after you give up your bishop, I felt a lot safer for my king. Will Magnus be commentating on the candidates on Chess 24? I'm hearing rumors that he will probably join the broadcast for a short while on some days. But he's not scheduled to like sit through a whole day of commentary. Feingold has always had more viewers than me, Potless Flower. That's not new. Is Kramnik commentating on Chess 24? Yes, he is, Noah. Every single day for the first half of the tournament. He unfortunately he's not able to travel to Hamburg as was originally the plan. I think he lives in Switzerland, and Switzerland has kind of gotten shut down. Well, all of Europe really has gotten shut down. But he will be contributing remotely, as I understand it. Okay, moving on. Next is Catalonia. Commentators better than the candidates? Sometimes, Noah, sometimes. I mean, Kramnik retired and then won bronze in the, was it Blitz or the Rapid Championship? He's still got it. He's struggling to stay away. Blitz. Yeah. It's fascinating flagging. I think maybe Blitz is the easiest one to do well because Blitz is so reliant on instinct. I think I think actually Blitz isn't that kind of calculation dependent as I maybe once thought. I think it's a lot about instincts, and those Kramnik has in abundance. Hey, Cruel. Celebagus. I wouldn't mind my viewership upping a little bit, but can't confirm. I'm not responsible. Wow. Magnus is tweeting. Are you guys following Magnus's Twitter? Did Magnus just burn Giannis? I don't know how you pronounce it. Giannis? Hey Nate, how you doing? Nate, you're interested in sports. Make a judgment call for me. Did Magnus just burn the number one basketball player? He must be playing for the rival team of whatever team Magnus supports. Anywhere except Russia and it would have been postponed? Yeah, maybe Noah. I feel like it should be possible to host an event with 20 people. But I'm not sure the organizers are doing a good enough job of kind of making sure that the number of people present are at an absolute minimum. Playful jab. Okay, that is the assessment from Nate. We will trust Nate on this assessment then. They can host all sports that way. Yeah. The thing is, all sports include like 400 people, right? If you were to continue playing the Premier League, that's 400 people competing, not 8. So for the candidates, you just have to keep those 8 people healthy. Whereas if you continue soccer, you need to keep more than 8 people healthy. I don't know. I'm one of those people who believe that it's possible to go through with the candidates without it being a complete scandal. But on the other hand, maybe time will show that I'm an idiot for thinking that. Yeah, chess crowds, very known for their loudness. I think it's fair to say that chess, in this instance, is not very easily comparable to the other sports. Are you saying wow to my g4 move, flagging? I'm being very aggressive. I'm restricting the movement of his bishop. And next up, I'm gonna double my rooks on the e-file, putting pressure against the e7 pawn. And it's actually a very classical move in these positions, to just try and grab space. Oh no, he was wowing to the Magnus. Okay, Colin. Okay, I understand. I thought you were paying attention to me, but I understand. Not important enough for you. I understand. How about this move? How crazy is that? Takes, and then a4. Or takes, knight e4. I am so good at chess. Wow. Wow. Look at that, people. So good at chess. Yeah, but honestly, so knight e4 was the move I discovered that made me want to go for this. Because I look at the bishop pointing towards black's king, the knight getting into the f6 square. It's looking sweet. Okay, I just noticed he has rook c6, but I can go g5. And now check. And then this move, very classical. And there's no way to stop checkmate in the corner. If you were qualified, would you have been in Russia? Yeah, I think so, Mike Burnout. I mean, if you have a chance to challenge for the World Championship title, you're gonna go to some lengths to make it work. There's got to be more than a virus scare to stop you. Do you think Magnus would have played? If it was the World Championship match? I don't know. Magnus did not seem very concerned about the virus when I saw him on Tuesday, but a lot has happened the last 6 days. I think a lot of us underestimated the impact it was going to have. How do you checkmate king g8? Well, the thing is, I'm also threatening black's queen. Blade dancer. So it's black cannot both save this checkmate and save the queen. So you can go like f6, but then I take your queen, and it's you manage to avoid checkmate, but only for a couple of moves. Sort of a fork. Sort of a double attack, which I guess is the same concept as a fork. Yeah. And notice how if he moves his queen, the knight is doing a great job of covering that e7 square so that the king cannot escape. Because I could have had other moves, right? I could have captured this pawn. I could have played like knight h5. All of these moves would have also threatened here. But it doesn't include the threat against the queen. Flagging? No, I'm not doing the Evans Gambit. Not my style. It's not a fork because it's not the same piece attacking two squares. Thank you, Noah. That does sound like the definition of a fork. I myself have not studied these definitions, but I know how the pieces move. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It's, I think, someone we've never played before. It's Matoral. Matoral. From Mexico. A lot of sports is based on contact. Chess is not. Keep the people there limited. I assume you mean contained. Don't sneeze on each other. Wipe your hands, and then we'll be fine. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Burns, a lot. I think they should be able to host it. It's very important that the players are careful and that the people having the closest contact with the players are careful. And for instance, I've been following Anish Giri on Instagram. If you haven't, you really should. He's posting a lot of content and a lot of kind of inside look into the life of the players at the candidates. And for instance, the players are eating in their rooms. They're having room service. So they're even there, they are minimizing their travel, their excursions. Grow a beard? I just cut it off today, flagging. Because I know what looks good. And me trying to have a fake beard is not in that category. Wow, my basketball friend is already very fond of Magnus's tweet. Do you think b3 is a bad opening? Yes, I think so. It's difficult to prove, but I think you should place your pawns in the center, flagging. Hood Fresh, hey, how are you doing? Hood Fresh and I were teaming up to kill people earlier today. Not in real life, but in Fortnite. Bishop E7. I don't think I've seen this move before. I'm assuming it's just gonna transpose into the normal variations. I'm kind of tempted to find some way to exploit it though. Like, can we take this knight now? What is he gonna do now? Bishop f6? Looks very strange. Maybe he can go bishop f6. Actually, we transposed into a variation of the exchange Spanish. This is weird. Ooh, he's gonna go bishop g5 actually. Wow, this is strange. It was the only game you lost? Yeah, 5-card draw. You should put your pawns in the center. Play the hammer repertoire. You're not going to regret it. Oh, apparently Magnus made a joke based on something James Harden said. Will someone please research what James Harden said? So we have a complete understanding. Oh, and Anish is tweeting as well. Wow, you guys gotta stay up on your chess Twitter game. Stuff are happening. Oh yeah, no, I saw that one, Noah. Okay, we have a pretty equal position, but Kleinmeister is at a psychological disadvantage, I would say. He's been very frustrated with our earlier games. So let's see if we can exploit that. I'm going to put my knight on a5. I suspect he's going to find that pretty annoying. You can just castle. Yeah. That wasn't very annoying. I tried being annoying, and shockingly, I had a lack of annoyance. I'm just gonna have to go back afterwards. That was not good. I should have avoided the queen trade. I regret trading queens. When is the next Hammer plays Civilization? I suspect it's gonna be a while, Sarfax. I have a tendency of playing Civilization like extensively in small bursts. And my Civilization burst kind of lost its the air went out of the balloon. I did, however, yesterday I bought the Civilization 6 game. I just thought when it's on sale, I might as well. Okay, I feel like Black should have just played c5 there. Now he's going to have to move this knight again. Ah, okay, I see what he's doing. I see what you're doing. Okay, I get it. So he wants to go c5 and knight c6. So I'm going to go b4. Looks drawish? Yeah, no, we'll churn out a win here, Noah. I have faith. Anita coming in with the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much, Anita. Let's see if we can support this knight. Okay, let's go here. Thank you so much, Anita. And Neotris, Pythagoras, Storm, Nate, and Powerizer, the lucky beneficiaries. Okay, I need to get my king involved. Let's just move it in this direction. I think the position is much less drawish now. There's dynamics for both sides. If he goes c5, I will go b5. Now I'm taking control in the center. Got a good pawn chain going on here. I might go f5 actually. f5 then a5. a5 then f5. Let's start with a5, see what happens. I shouldn't have allowed f5, that was a mistake. Okay, b5 was a huge mistake. Because now I'm just winning. He gave me control over the c5 square. Then it's just over. If rook takes pawn, then knight takes pawn. Attack on the king and attack on the rook. I can even go here if I want to embarrass him. I kind of want to do that. I do kind of want to embarrass my viewers. Because I'm that rude. I'm that mean. I'm not even taking a rook. Instead, we're going knight e6. If he takes my rook, then I give a check. Nastiness going on right there. Can I see your challenge? Let's see, King John. There is no King John in the challenge list. Oh, wow. Now it discovered that I had won the game. That's some serious lag. Yes, Gorset. This is Chess 24. If you haven't been around in a while, I'll link you this command. Missed knight b3 completely? Yeah. Knight b3 is a killer move. And I mean, yeah. So you missed knight b3, which is why you made the mistake of going b5. And even here in this position, like if you go king c8, with the idea that after knight b3 you can capture on b4. Honestly, here, I might just go knight b3 anyway. Give up this pawn, get my knight on c5, and black is just completely dead. This knight on c5 is just completely dominating. Gengar! I don't know what to say about that. Are you not online during European evening hours? That is the only possible explanation, because I have been streaming. I was discussing this with some friends of mine. What do you say to people who say, "Oh, I haven't seen you stream for ages," and then, I mean, you definitely have streamed, right? Because it sounds bad. It's when it's being said, it sounds as if, "Oh, you haven't been streaming, so I haven't seen you." But I assure you, I have been streaming. You were looking for me on chess.com? Ooh, that's a good excuse though. No, I moved on. I moved on. You're gonna have to follow me on Twitch. Get that notification working. Because chess.com is no longer gonna direct you to my stream. John Tadros. I do not see your. Yeah, oh, I see your challenge, John. I see it. There's a couple of people ahead of you, though. I'm not sure we're gonna have the opportunity to play this stream. Is it good compared to chess.com? The video content is very good, Gore said. The playing zone is known to be a bit unusual and different than others. But it's being worked on. Chess24 is releasing their new play zone this year, which hopefully will be a improved experience with a lot of more customization options. I think they're focusing on their web platform, Noah, and then the phone will come after that. I think 5 card draw, you can never have enough knowledge. So yeah, do take a look at my E4 series. Maybe one day you're gonna surprise an opponent who knows you always play D4, and then you're gonna whip out the hammer repertoire. Get that nice win. There's a coffee shop opening, Norwegian coffee shop. I'm amazed anything is opening these days, raining. From what I'm hearing, most things are closing down, especially coffee shops. I did, however, hear that the UK has a very unique strategy. I worry though that the UK are the only ones employing this strategy. I'm not sure that speaks to its effectiveness. Sweden kind of doing the same strategy. Oh really? I didn't catch that, Siggyman. Herd immunity is the UK strategy, Noah. I haven't fully understood it yet. But when I understand it, I will explain it to you. Will the chess party go ahead? No, it's being moved, Raining. All events in Norway are being cancelled. All events with like more than 50 people. They closed the borders. Yeah, everything is being cancelled, basically. You also heard of immunity. Yeah, this is herd immunity. As in like a sheep herd. A flock. No more challenge. We're doing a couple of more games, Blowbix. You're actually up next. You're reading that the EU is contemplating an EU-wide travel ban? Like, including domestic travel then, Jost. Are we gonna see a Cochrane gambit? No, Halvard. I think we're gonna see the Spanish thingy he's been doing. John, yeah, we have a lot of cases in Norway. We have one of the highest rates of confirmed virus per capita. We had to, it's almost funny if it wasn't sad. There were a lot of Norwegians on skiing vacations in northern Italy and Austria, which led to Norway being one of the most affected countries. All of these people on their skiing vacation, bringing it home from Italy. Vikings have weak defenses, only offense. Maybe that's true. Are you feeling fine? Yeah, no, I'm fine, Kyrie. I'm doing good. I'm under mandatory quarantine as a result of having traveled to Hamburg recently. But other than that, I'm completely fine. I think the Chess24 server is having massive problems at the moment. Have you been tested? No. They only test people who have symptoms. I didn't need to be tested. My quarantine is only a precautionary measure. Oh wow! What is going on, world? Blobix chose a new line. But a line in which he's not attacking my king. Surely this cannot go well. He's letting me trap his bishop, but I suspect he's gonna intend to attack me very quickly after that. Doesn't look too dangerous though. Here. It's a little dangerous. Let's just castle, get the king into safety. What could be wrong? Could you tell someone, hey, I want to be tested, I'm sick of being in the dungeon? No. They will only there's a limited supply of test kits. They will only test people who have symptoms. Hammer being generous today? No, I'm taking the piece. I'm just getting my king into safety first. Let's try this move. This looks like a good move. I can't tell whether he's being a genius or if I'm just gonna win with my rook. He kind of has to take, I feel. And then he needs to rely on these pawns on the queen side becoming a new queen. That's a blunder. Big blunder. Okay, that was it. I think Bloby should stick with the rook g5 variation he was doing. To me, that felt so much more dangerous. I was nervous every single time we went for that. This is not a brayer? No, B8. This is Bloby's special variation. Jake, thank you so much for the 15-month resub. Months pass quickly when you're having fun. Thank you, Jake. Ooh, that's another blunder. We're just chopping down White's defenses. I'm gonna further take a lot of stuff. I'm threatening checkmate on h3, so he has to give up his rook. And then the knight is in trouble. This is bad. This is big problems here for White. Soterblach, thank you so much for the 22-month resub. JLH Curly, thank you for the support. Is it really so bad for my chess that I play Aliekin's defense? No, I mean, you can play any opening. I just think if you have ambitions, then you should play a proper opening. And I think no, it's not bad for your chess. You acquire a different set of skills. You become very good at having bad positions, which is a nice skill to have. But probably it's even better to be good at churning out wins in good positions, right? It's perfectly fine. I don't think it's gonna hurt your chess, but I think you're gonna have better results by following some basic opening principles, including developing your pieces, getting a pawn in the center, and getting the king to safety quickly. And Aliekin is good for developing, and it's good for getting your king into safety, but it's horrible for central control. Modern defense a good opening? No, it is not. I mean, basically, whenever you ask me a question about is this opening where I do not put my pawn in the center, is it good? My answer is always going to be no. How do you get the board to be bigger? Gorset, if you go on the burger menu, as I have been taught it's called, the burger menu on the down on the left hand side, then you can toggle board size. Toggle board size. You also have some other customization options, such as yeah, on the settings. On the settings, you have some more stuff you can do. So the Scandinavian is great? No, the Scandinavian is bad because you don't put your pawn in the center. And then you're going to say, oh no, I do put my pawn in the center. And I'm going to say, yeah, but it gets captured immediately. So it doesn't really matter. Ooh, knight c3. Interesting. So this is a pawn sacrifice. This is very important to know once you start playing e4, e5. You need to know all of these tricky pawn sacrifices in the opening. I believe the recommendation here is to capture the pawn and then capture the knight. Now, if black gets to play d5, he's doing fine, which is why white has not only given up a pawn, he's also given up a bishop. However, because of the double attack on the bishop and on the knight, we don't have time to save both of them. So we're going to go knight e5. B8 checkmate. Thank you so much for the sub. Okay, so knight e5 takes bishop. I don't think that's the move. I suspect our opponent Vikinger has confused something. Or maybe he's a genius. So if we castle now, we transpose back to the variations I recommend in the repertoire. I'm just wondering if I can go knight d6 here. But then queen takes, and I suspect there being some nastiness happening. I am too scared to go into that. Okay, so this is how we're going to play instead. Solid. 95 you've never really seen before. I think it's the best move, Mario. I think the alternative just leads to a forced draw. Yeah, that's the line I was afraid of, Jake. And even though the queens get exchanged off, white has a tremendously dangerous attack. Oh, this is well known? Oh, that's not good. It means I should have covered it in my repertoire. Okay, but here I am with a pawn up, probably with a winning position. So we managed in the end. That's the most important. Okay, maybe it's not so easily winning, but it should be good. Maybe it's not winning at all. It's a bit of a tricky position. Okay, but now white allowed me to get the activity I needed to win it. Ooh, he saw that. Interesting. I'm very low on time. I'm gonna lose on time. Feels bad. Such a winning position and I'm gonna lose on time. Okay, we got there. No problem. I was not even nervous. What are you talking about? I was never in doubt. that was slightly risky. We got there in the end. It's what matters. This is fine. Absolutely Viscount. Oof. Ugh. Yeah, good game, Vikinger. I was prepared for all of your opening traps. It just took me a bit of time to navigate them. Why should you cover that line? Because it's tricky. Because as a black player, you're tempted to try and keep the knight. So cool. Thank you, Clara. Can you show the line you were talking about? Yeah, I'll try to do that, Hollies. Uh, hey Jesse, how are you doing? Okay, so let's see the line that cost me so much time in the opening and which could have gotten us into a ton of trouble. So here, in my repertoire, I only cover queen to e2. But then I think the recommended line is castles, then pawn takes bishop, then knight takes bishop. And then this kind of becomes the same thing as the position we had here, right? Pretty much the same thing. The queen can choose which knight to capture. However, by playing this queen d4 move, white is basically trying to tempt black into trying to hold on to this extra piece. After which, queen takes g7. It looks as though queen f6 defends everything and gets the queens traded off. And yet, rook e1 highlights that there's some big danger, big danger going on here. Now, it feels to me like you could play something like knight here to block. But at least if you go king d8, then bishop g5 is game over. And if king f8, then I was kind of scared about this kind of thing. Because that rook is coming to g5 to give checkmate. And I don't see how I'm going to stop it. Hey Amu, probably Civ is not going to happen for a while. Elias, I'm in Oslo. Sitting at home, being quarantined. Just for traveling to Hamburg. But I will do my duty. Did you watch Lawrence Trent beating Magnus? No, I did not, Mario. But I saw there was a tweet. I saw there was a tweet. I shall see how it happened. I heard that Magnus was probably winning on the board, but that Lawrence played quicker than Magnus. I find it very hard to believe. But that's what the rumors say. You can go rook f e4 here. Yeah, it's not obvious how white wins, but it feels so dangerous. Yeah, like Jake says, rook e1 and then if f6, rook e7. I would be very scared. I would be very scared here with the black pieces. Hello from an undisclosed location. Hello, No Chaser. You know what? We have more people now than we've had all stream. Let's continue another half hour. Let's keep the show going. We'll do all of the challenges I currently have on my challenge list. So we'll play against Velvet Hammer, Catalonia, John Tedros, Battery Bob, Mikhail Palika, and Galactic. We'll do those 6 games and then we'll call it a stream. Black can't move pretty much. Yeah, this feels very dangerous. Very dangerous. Viscount, thank you so much for the sub. Okay, we go on. And next up is the Velvet Hammer, the inferior hammer. Did you cover King F1 after Bishop B4 check? No. Is that a thing, Jake? That does not seem like a thing. King F1 looks like a horrible move. Old school? I would think I could just go D5, no? Jake? D5 feels good. Keep going. Yeah, I will. Thanks for the encouragement, Mr. Burns. Burns. Mr. Burns is someone else. This is very confusing. We have a Burns 420, and we also have a Mr. Burns. I think we even have like a third Burns. It's very confusing. I'm not sure when I'll be streaming next, Raining, but as a general rule, it's there's Chess 24 now kind of keeps my schedule. The way I was announcing streams in the past was shut down by Twitch because no one was using it. So now you have to go to the Chess 24 live video shows. Also follow me on Twitter for notifications. See you later. Okay, Velvet Hammer, are you here? Is the game working for you? Make your presence known in the next 15 seconds, or we shall move on. That's a good question, Jost. When you say old school, Jake, do you mean like Morphe old school or Karpov old school? Okay, I think we've given a fair chance to the Velvet Hammer, and we move on. Next up is Catalonia. Wow, Morphe, huh? That is very old school. How many world champions have you beaten? That's a good question. I have beaten Magnus both at chess and at beach volleyball. Does that count? Can I... Oh, what just happened? I feel like the server was very slow to load in my game, my previous game, and I kind of moved on. I beat Vichy in Blitz, Mario. I didn't beat him in classical chess. Burns a lot? No, I don't like changing the stalemate rule. I think chess should keep the same rules it's had for a very long time. It's one of the things that makes chess unique. Ever played Kasparov? No, I didn't get that chance, Jost. He retired before I even became a international master. Topalov? I had a winning position against Topalov. I didn't win it though. We're running out of chess world champions. I have beaten probably beach volleyball world champions at beach volleyball. That's something. When we had like training camps before Magnus's world championship matches, we would go to this place in southern Norway, Kragerø Resort, and they had like a really nice beach volleyball setup. And our hosts were former beach volleyball world champions, and so we would team up. Magnus would play with one of the old champions, and I would play with the other. I think that qualifies as having beaten beach volleyball champion at beach volleyball, right? I never played Kramnik, Mario. I never got the opportunity. Not as good memories from there this year. That is true, Halvard. I just blundered. Knight takes e5. Oh, he could have just taken here. What you don't want to hear from a chess player, I had a winning position against. I don't know if it's not what you don't want to hear, Chigas, but it's a very common thing to hear. Whenever someone is talking about something like that, they will always let you know that they were winning, but a fly ate my homework, you know? Do you play World Rapid and Blitz? No, Noah. I am too busy to do that. I'm doing commentary for Norwegian TV for the World Rapid and Blitz. I'm just reorganizing my pieces. I'm gonna put the knight on e6. I have very good control over the d4 square. And then what I'm gonna do next is unclear. Very unclear. He's gonna try to prepare f4. So basically what I'm gonna do is try and be as ready for that as possible. Probably gonna put my queen over here somewhere. Yeah, queen trade. If we can get it, I'm a fan of a queen trade. Because I'm slightly scared that white might have some attacking chances here. What do you think about the World Championship match during Christmas? I don't mind. I think that's fine. Probably this move, right? I'm gonna do this. It's a bit risky because it opens up the diagonal against my king. But I'm probably gonna put something on this d4 square anyway. So opening up this diagonal doesn't really have that much of an effect. Do you think Vichy will be the candidate ever again? No, I don't think so. But on the other hand, that's the same thing I said last time, and look what happened. That Vichy became the candidate in 2014 when everyone thought that he's never gonna get back. That was that was that was big time. That was champion material. I might even consider sacrificing, but I'm not gonna. I considered it, but I'm not gonna do it. Did you do the fantasy candidates thing? Yes, I did, Cairo. It was pretty difficult. I think I made some big misevaluations. I'd rather want this pawn than that one. Because here I'm also attacking the bishop. I think I overestimated the price. I think I made a mistake of very often going for what gave the kind of what I perceived to be the best value. But I should have been more about going for just what's the most likely to happen. That's my feeling. Yeah, you can still participate in it. 5-card draw. Let me see if I can find you the link. I posted it on my Twitter. In general, I have been tweeting more this past week than I have in like the last 2 months. So make sure you check out my Twitter. Let's see, where's the fantasy thingy? Here it is. Lawrence's face all over it. Oh, you found it? Oh, never mind then. I'll post it in chats just in case someone else wants to have a look. Okay, John Tedros, you're up. Get ready. I don't fully understand what you're asking, MSU. From the old gang? I mean, like, I think Aronian would be interesting to have in a world championship match. But on the other hand, he has choked the candidates in the qualifying to the candidates a lot of times in a row. Ivanchuk Eriks, is that your favorite? Like 40 plus? How old is Aronian? I feel like he's approaching 40 plus. I'm approaching 40 plus. Who is 40 plus? I don't know, MSU. I kind of lost track of who's in that age group. You would say Kasparov? Really, Fiataman? You think Kasparov training hard would be a contender for the world champion? It's interesting. Avronin is 37. Yeah, not quite there yet then. What? But I don't know. For the life of me, I cannot think of a single person who's like 40 to 45. I guess Leko, right? Leko, but I can't think of anyone else. Adams is probably like 45 now. Maybe even more. Kramnik? Well, Kramnik retired. Svidler. Oh, that's a good... yeah, that's a good one. Jan, yeah, Battery Bob. I don't think Jan is gonna fight for the candidate's spot anytime soon. But yes, you're right. He is 40. Grishchuk, yeah, no, but Grishchuk has always felt so youthful to me. I find it difficult to imagine him at 40. I feel like Grishchuk is just going to be 30 for the rest of his life. Fabi's going to win the world championship this year. How sure are you about that? Leko hinted at that he might start to train hard again. Wow. Is that so? No problem. That would be fascinating. Does that also mean he hasn't been training hard lately? So I guess he's not really... he understands why his results haven't been very good. Maybe he dislikes that his results haven't been very good and therefore is planning to put in more of an effort. Dominguez being 40. Wow. You know what? It's almost as if people age with time. It's weird. Why didn't I protect this pawn? I'm such an idiot for not protecting this pawn. Also, I'm an idiot for not capturing here and taking this one. I'm starting to get concerned about the health of this guy. How strong will Carlsen be at, say, age 70? Probably still strong enough to beat me and you. That queen is actually trapped. That was an unfortunate move. The queen was not a big fan of the pawn blocking its route back home. Grischuk is a thug. Do you know from personal experience, Jesse? He's a rich source of meme material, though. I think you love him, right? Every chess memer's dream. Boheme, yeah. I agree with that, Ravior. He's a character. He's a funny guy. Oof, I'm almost getting checkmated on my back rank. I'm gonna have to go back, actually. It's a bit depressing. Well, I mean, the thug video is basically a meme, right? Educate me, Jesse. What is a meme? Would you say that the Thug Life video is not a meme? So I've heard, Halvard. So I have heard. But being, massively old myself, I am not very familiar with the definitions and context of memes. Making it relevant to all mankind. Wow, that's pretty bold. Do you know who introduced the word meme? No, Jake. It's gonna be like Isaac Newton, isn't it? Richard Dawkins. I don't think Isaac Newton was that far off. I'm happy with my answer. I should have read it. I don't read, Bob. We actually covered that. I'm not a big reader. This is checkmate. Wow, is this not checkmate? Actually, I don't see the checkmate. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna flag instead, I guess. Oh, here's the checkmate. Check. The king. Counter that. Okay, I don't see a checkmate. I'm just gonna do this. That's gonna be sufficient. So no to your definition. random picture with a caption making it relevant to all mankind. I mean, I trust you know the definition, Jesse. I just thought it was relevant to all mankind was very pompous. That's fair to say, right? Ambitious and pompous. That's what I do. What happened to Vai? I mean, yeah, he stopped progressing, but that happens to everyone at some point. I don't know. I think nothing happened to Vai. That's my opinion. The only thing that happened to Vai is that people had unreasonable expectations. And now people are disappointed because he didn't fulfill their expectations. He didn't really do anything wrong. He didn't do poorly. He just, people expected more. Because many people maybe don't know how difficult stuff is. Fresh Lizard, thank you for the 12-month resub. Congrats on your new webpage. I play against Chess24 premium members. So the same might be happening to Firouzja. I mean, the same might happen to Firouzja, but it's definitely not happening. Firouzja is having amazing results this year. What happened to Hammer? Are you criticizing my hairstyle, Rihanna man? I will not have it in my chat. My hair looks honestly normal. There were some reactions to my lack of grooming earlier, but frankly, this is one of the more respectable versions I can do. He's talking about my chess. I've always been good at chess. What are you talking about? I've always been a monster. Also, I just discovered that this pawn is hanging. That might be a bit of an issue. We might want to do something about that. Not just yet, though. Man, I may have yeah, there might be some issues here. And I'm also going to lose some time. This move, maybe? When Naka was 17, it wasn't obvious that he would crack the top 10. Well, it's never obvious. What I say when people ask me about what do you think about Veruja, what do you think about Bailly, what do you think about this Ukrainian kid that's 10 years old? My go-to response is that I don't want to judge them until they have like developed further. So what I normally say is that I'm not gonna make judgments on particular players until they're like 18, which I think is fair. It gives them a chance to kind of show what they got, and also gives us a chance to see whether they spark or whether they just kind of die out a little bit. What is my short-term goals? To win the Norwegian Championship this summer, Yemre, should it be hosted and not cancelled. Hi, Chris and Jesse, thank you for the curly emote. I like it. That's a blunder of a piece, Mr. Battery Bob. You have left a piece unprotected, and your punishment is death. Or rather, the punishment of that piece is death. Okay, Hiyataman, we'll include you two. I actually announced that we would only do Mikal and Galactic, but we're expanding it to Hiyataman as well, because I'm such a nice guy. You want to be black in a rook ending? Well, I'm not going to let it become a rook ending, Kleinmeister. Okay, we're in the quiet Italian. Queen e2. That's a weird move. Wow, he just wants to trade? Does he realize who he's playing? Trades are kind of like my middle name. See you around, Bob. Stay safe. Where are we going to put this queen? Scandinavian style? Home base style? I might go for the home base, actually. Or maybe in between. In between solution. No, I'm gonna go home. Do you play low-rated players? Yes, I accept challenges in the order in which they arrive, regardless of your level. But I only play against Chess24 Premium members, and I'm about to end the stream for now. But there will be new opportunities in the future. Yeah, the premium command advertises the hammer code, but in these candidates' ages, there's also an even better offer. You can get 40% off using the code candidates 2020. You can also get the number of months. No, 1 month, 1 extra month per draw Anishgiri makes in the candidates. If you go for a full year's subscription with the code GIRIDRAW. And I don't think I'm revealing too much information when I say Anish is going to make quite a few draws in the tournament. Ha, that's good 5 card draw. Are you feeling confident in your predictions? Okay, so white's got a knight in the center. I'm just gonna move my queen and I'm gonna chase that knight. I think that makes sense. Yeah, let's just chase it. I'm a bit concerned about the safety of my pawn on e5. But I'm hoping that the weakness of the e5 pawn is kind of countered by the weakness of the pawn on f3. But the more I think about it, the more I regret my decision. I should not have gone f5. This is too aggressive. My pawn on e5 is going to be very unhappy. No, you're not confident. Okay, that was honest answer. Nepomniachtchi to win the candidates? That's interesting, Neil. I'm not sure about him, but he's the kind of guy who can have like an amazing tournament. So I guess in terms of someone to upset everything, then he's a good pick. Yeah, Jake, I don't know why they put the Geary code in anything other than the 1 year. Why not g6, trapping it directly? I wanted to take away the b3 square from the knight. Let's go here, I think. Or maybe here. That looks like a good one. Hi, Einstein. Oh, I completely missed that move. Did not see that one. Not even close. Okay, yeah, that's gonna change things a little bit. Okay, let's try f4. I'm not sure where he should put the queen. Then maybe e4? No. Queen f5? Queen f5 seems good to me. Because now there's no way for him to protect the pawn on f3. Which did you recommend the most boring openings for black? Midnight Fox, I'm recommending the Queen's Gambit Declined and the Breyer system of the Spanish. Ooh, we even attacked 2 rooks at the same time. What a happy accident. Let's make sure the knight doesn't do anything bad. Now d5, c5. So nice. Sweet little thing. En passant, I take the rook. If knight c6, I take the knight, and I also win. You're happy Midnight Fox knows what to expect? Yeah, of course. All our regular viewers know what to expect. Why not Dragon Sicilian and Modern Benoni instead? Because we want to instill classical values into our chess audience, Midnight Fox. We want them to appreciate having pawns in the center and having castled early. You're starting your quarantine. Are you well stocked, Vertvich? Do you have your foods, your meds, and your water? I played the wrong move. Okay, it's fine. We can make it up. Why haven't they picked Alireza instead of Alexenko? They wanted another Russian player, Einstein, but there were very strict criteria on who you could pick as the wild card, and it was only like 4 people who were eligible for the wild card, and Alireza was not among them. Benoni is bad. That's what I was taught. Simon Agdestein is he's the coach for the Norwegian kids, and he laid down the law when it came to the Benoni. He said it's a terrible opening and no one is allowed to play it. Is it just me or can I play 94? 94? Could I have played 94 here? Probably. So 94. Takes. I win. Let's not spend too much time on this. Except the Lee brothers. Yeah, that's true. Seaman did not have influence over the Lee brothers. Ooh, that was a quick one. Galactic, it's time to study the Hammer repertoire. Do I need more proof that this is top grade opening stuff? Taking him down in 14 moves. Did coronavirus reach Norway? Yes, cross-eyed. We have one of the highest confirmed infection cases in the world compared to how many people live here. There were tons of Norwegians skiing in northern Italy and Austria. And a lot of those people have brought it back home. Many Norwegian kids play the Benoni. Well, not because of me, and certainly not because of Simen Agdestein. Yeah, that's my impression, Jake, that we're testing pretty extensively. Thanks for hanging around, Kleinmeister. Have a good night. Okay, Thealtaman, you're the last game. It's time to get a first move on the board. Okay, so Thealtaman's trick is beating me on time. That's like the number one strategy here. So I gotta make sure I play my opening moves at the appropriate speed. Ah, I blundered. I'm supposed to go d6 there. I'm still learning the move orders, but it's fine. We transposed back to the normal way of playing the Breyer system of the Spanish opening. Wow, that's rough, Jake. There have been some stories like that in Norway as well, but not as many as other places, I feel. Magnus seemed a little sick yesterday. Yeah, he commented on it even. He made some comment on Twitter. I was slightly concerned because last week I spent a day man marking him in soccer. He even shouted some words in my direction. I believe they were curse words. As I defended away, made sure he didn't get the ball. D5, I think, is the way to go here. I have given this a lot of thought, and I have decided that with this weakening of the c3 square, we should immediately try to direct our pieces over there. He lost to Lawrence in Blitz today. He must be very sick. That's one way of thinking about it, Midnight Fox. That is not the right move. Whenever you have this kind of position, you need to shut down the center. You need to go e5, and in order to go e5, you need to push the rook away. So either f4 or bishop f4. If f4 here, I think I sacrificed the exchange. So probably bishop f4 would have been the best. And now I'm gonna take this one. We're going to give up the pawn on h6. We're going to win the pawn on c3. And black's bishops are just going to be complete monsters. Bye, Burns. Have a good night. d5? Yeah, good suggestion, b3. I'm following your recommendations. Let's get the queen out here. Do some damage. We just got all the pieces contributing at the moment. Huge attack brewing. I don't see the breakthrough though. No way the Ottoman survives this. We gotta watch our time as well. That is a pawn. Should I capture with a knight or with a bishop? Let's take with a knight, because then I'm threatening the queen. And then I can go knight h4 and knight f3. This is good. The activity of black's pieces prevail. Give up, the Ottoman. You have been conquered by the hammer repertoire. Bow to the superior opening. Let's take this one. Go here. And there. Take the queen. And he resigns. We're done for the day. Perfect score, I think. We had some good games, some sweet finishes. If you haven't already, check out the clips from today's stream. We had a big, very close end to one of the time scrambles, but got there in the end. Let's see if we can find someone to raid. We have... Who are these people? We have Penguin got kicked off campus, feels bad. We got Fiona and we got Danish. I think we're gonna go with Danish. I haven't raided him very often and he has been very generous with his raids to me. So we're gonna send you over there. And yes, Marius, you're back. What did I miss? I'm leaving. That's what you missed. But there's always the videos on demand. Pinky, thank you so much for the 16-month resub. That's a lot of support. Thank you so much, Pinky. I'm gonna be back. I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I'm working tomorrow, and I'm working the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, and also the candidates are starting. Um, and I might be doing commentary. It's a work in progress. Follow me on Twitter for updates on whether or not I will be doing any Norwegian language commentary for the candidates. Anything else? I think that about covers it. Working, yes, Jake. I am employed in these crisis times. It's not even a humble brag. It's just straight out bragging. It's business as usual. Um, so we're gonna send you over to Danish. Use your raid emotes and show his chat who the bosses are. Yes, Midnight Fox. That's the raid emote. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and I'll see you the next